This time we are going to look for 3 other angles with the same tangent value as tangent 35 degrees in the domain of negative 360 degrees to positive 360 degrees. We have established that tangent of an angle in the unit circle is equal to y coordinates over x coordinates of its terminal point. So think about this terminal line over here with a series of reflection along x-axis and then one more time along y-axis. I can make another terminal line on this side. And because we see that these 2 angles are vertically opposite angles, then I know that this size over here is also going to be 35 degrees angle. Now what else do we know? If the coordinates of this point P is xp, yp, clearly we know that this other terminal point is not going to be xp, yp as well. But we do know a couple of things, of course. Let's say that this is our x coordinates of point P. Here, when you look actually at the reading, it will be somewhere over here. That will be xp. So the length of this blue line is actually equal to xp. Now, because of the symmetry, of course, then we know that this length over here will also be equal to xp. However, since now we are at the other side, the negative side of x-axis, we know that the coordinates of this terminal point is going to be negative xp. Another thing that we know is that we have y coordinates of point P here, and this is where you actually read the value. So this length here will actually be equal to yp. So similarly on this side is also the same. However, since we are now on the negative side of y-axis, then I know that the y coordinate of the other terminal point is going to be negative yp as well. So now think about it, although they are not equal, one is positive and one is negative. However, when you are looking for the tangent value, yp over xp will be equal to when I have negative yp over negative xp, because negative over negative will give me a positive result, so it will actually be equal to yp over xp. So then the tangent value of 35 degrees will be equal to whichever angle I have with this terminal point on the other quadrant, the third quadrant over here. So what is this angle then? If I look at it from a counterclockwise point of view, to the positive angle direction, then if I reach that terminal point over there, my angle will be 180 degrees plus 35. So that will be my first angle, 180 degrees plus 35 degrees. So which means I will have 215 degrees. That will be the same. Tangent 215 degrees will be the same as tangent 35 degrees. What other angles can I find? I can now go to the negative direction. So if I go clockwise from the x positive axis and reach this terminal line now, and with this terminal point, then I will actually have 180 degrees minus 35 degrees. That's the size of the angle. However, I know that I have gone to the clockwise direction, which means I will have a negative angle. So then I know that the size of the angle, the measure of the angle is going to be negative 145 degrees. Now the last angle that we can find here in this domain is starting from x positive axis and going clockwise, which means negative angle, reaching this terminal line over here with P as its terminal point. And the angle measure is then 360 minus 35 degrees. However, I know that I've gone clockwise, which means I will have a negative angle. So then my angle here is actually negative 325 degrees. So those are the three angles with the same value, with the same tangent value as 35 degrees.